Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Flights between Tasmania and New Zealand could begin as early as January under a deal between the state and the Commonwealth. As Scott Morrison visited Hobart today, it was also revealed the city would accept 450 stranded Australians from overseas.
Savouring Salamanca.
We've got to get to Tasmania now.
Scott Morrison vows to keep Tassie tourism afloat, announcing flights between Hobart and New Zealand.
The more planes we see in the air means more jobs on the ground.
We're already engaged and in final stage negotiations with a carrier. And at this stage, that would bring with it around 130 flights over the course of a year.
Costing nearly $60 million, the deal could unleash 30,000 international travellers into the city.
It certainly helps put the international back into Hobart International Airport. There's still a lot of detail to work through and a lot of work to be done.
Tasmania will also accept Mercy flights for Aussies stranded overseas.
We've entered into agreement for around 450 Australians to be able to return here through Tasmania.
All arrivals will be COVID tested before quarantine. Federal police and Border Force officers will be deployed.
So obviously what we'd like to see in Tasmania is a permanent AFP presence and Border Force.
Meanwhile, one person was arrested as protesters blocked doors at the Liberal State Council. Inside, the Premier pitched his recovery plan with another cash splash.
Today I'm pleased to announce that as part of next week's budget will be an investment of over $22 million to significantly boost jobs for apprentices, trainees and youth employees.
Liberal branches debated new ideas. A bid to ban protesting by kids was squashed. A motion against removing gender from birth certificates was passed.
We're asking that this bill be repealed and a better pathway moved, or one that does not have unintended consequences such as jeopardising women-only safe spaces.
There's no unintended consequences. It was debated the hell out of it.
And one former leader was honoured. The government's focus will now turn to the state budget, due to be handed down on Thursday. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
An early morning blaze has ravaged a Burnie home which started while the owner was inside. The man managed to escape the fire, with authorities now treating it as deliberately lit.
A spectacular fire erupted, leaving an orange glow in the night sky. Only charred remains were left as the sun rose.
The property has suffered significant damage.
Emergency services were called to the Mount Street property at 2 a.m. this morning.
Upon arrival, the residence was fully engulfed by flames, and the Tasmania Fire Service have extinguished that fire, and a subsequent investigation has revealed the fire was suspicious.
A man who was inside the home at the time was also harmed by the inferno.
There was a single occupant home at the time. He received minor injuries and is being treated in the Northwest Regional Hospital.
Firefighting kept neighbouring properties safe, but those inside them were woken by the early morning commotion.
Yeah, last night I was woken up by my son knocking on my room, and he's like, "Mum, next door's neighbour's house is on fire." You could see the house, it was just glowing orange.
Investigations are continuing into how the extensive blaze started, with forensic police sifting through the property for most of the day.
We're following a line of inquiry regarding that, and investigations are ongoing in regards to the circumstances surrounding the fire.
Police are encouraging anyone in the area at the time to contact them. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Today should have seen the season's first flight to Antarctica. However, a late technical fault prevented takeoff from Hobart. Battling week-long blizzards and minus 30 degrees Celsius temperatures, those manning the airport over winter have been long preparing for the upcoming summer season of flights.
A challenging experience getting Wilkins stood up, but also quite a rewarding one seeing it all come together. My team's done a fantastic job. Guys have all looked after each other and looked out for one another.
The first flight is now due to depart Monday, with another in the following days. Mainlanders aren't the only ones landing at the Launceston Airport, with upgrades to the arrivals and departure halls announced. The state government has committed just over $5 million to the project in the upcoming budget, which will also see the development of a new air freight cargo facility at the site. Traffic at the airport is expected to grow to 1.9 million passengers per year over the next 8 years. A number of Hobart retailers were the latest target of Extinction Rebellion activists in Hobart this afternoon. Around 20 protesters blocked the entrance to a number of shops in the CBD, also holding a fashion show out the front of Swedish retailer H&M. Organisers speaking out against the fast fashion movement, which they say is contributing to climate change.
Usually produced with a lot of synthetic materials like polyester, and almost all the time they either end up on landfill or being incinerated.
Police were on site, but no arrests were made. The Hobart Hurricanes are locked in a tight battle with the Sixers in their WBBL clash in Sydney. Hayley Matthews and Amy Smith playing a vital role for the Hurricanes, taking a combined 5 wickets each to restrict the Sixers to just 149.
Facing superstars Alyssa Healy and Elise Perry, the Hurricanes knew this would be no easy match. The duo making their intentions known early on.
First big shot. Guess who's hit it? Alyssa Healy. And again, I like this one better.
They raced to 41 before Matthews made the breakthrough.
Catch it! Catch it is the call. Catch it, and yes!
Healy's replacement keeping up the scoring as the run rate reached 7 and over. Perry reached 35 before Nicola Carey captured the prize scalp.
Here's Carey. Big shout. And given.
Ash Gardner continued giving Hobart headaches as she passed 50. Gardner's luck running out on 53.
Yeah, we're bowled.
Amy Smith and Hayley Matthews leading the fight back as the Sixers rode their luck to post just 149. Looking for quick runs, Naomi Stalenberg answered the call, with the opener making a blistering start. The opening partnership cut short in the third over.
Should be out and is out. Big wicket.
Stalenberg continued hitting boundaries. However, her spell at the crease ended on 22.
Out. Gone. Missed hit. Total missed hit.
Hayley Matthews picking up where she left off.
He's been hit for 6 first ball. Helped on its way. Just gets there.
While Nicola Carey also got in on the action.
Runs away, no third man. Big gap there behind point.
Matthews holed out deep on 29 in a big blow for the Hurricanes, heading into the final 10 overs. Everything set up for a grandstand finish. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
In local soccer now, and the Clarence Zebras have finished the season on a high, defeating Olympia in the Women's Statewide Cup final. Danielle Canagiza capitalising on an error to put Clarence in front after just 2 minutes. Their lead doubled just after half-time in unfortunate circumstances for the Warriors.
Left-hand side of the box, crosses. Oh, goal! Maddie Black has shanked it past her own keeper.
Louisa Marmion sealing the 3-0 win in the 76th minute. The Lacquer Seljack Cup final between Glenorchy and Olympia is currently underway. We will have a full report tomorrow night.
Good evening. 18 was the state's top today in Launceston, 17 across Hobart and Burnie, Devonport 16. Lowhead, Friendly Beaches and Bushy Park all reaching 16, 14 at Flinders Island and 15 about King Island and Strawn. On the close-up shows mid to low level cloud over the west, south and east of the state. Further out, an area of mid to high level cloud covers Northern Territory, while another cloud band with thunderstorms drifts over eastern WA. Tomorrow shows a high pressure system over Tasmania and extends ridges into South Australia and the east coast of the mainland. West to south westerly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, swells up to 4 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. Tomorrow's forecast now mostly sunny across Hobart and Richmond, ooze 22. In the north, Launceston 20, partly cloudy about Devonport and Deloraine. Burnie tomorrow mostly sunny 18 at Strawn, Curry partly cloudy. 18 and partly cloudy across St Helens and Whitemark, Swansea 17. The UV forecast, very high 8s across the state. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Monday mostly sunny with morning fog patches, Tuesday partly cloudy with north to northeasterly winds, and Wednesday showers developing about the west in the morning, extending across the state in the afternoon. Capital cities partly cloudy and 25 in Perth tomorrow, Sydney 19 and Cairns expecting a shower or two. And currently Hobart 14 and mostly cloudy, Launceston 16 and Devonport 16 and sunny. That's all for weather tonight.
Lovely, thank you for that. And that's all your news for this Saturday evening. Thanks as always for joining us. Good night.